What is going on, IF Warriors? It's your boy Edward V, and today we're going to talk about what is the best time for you to fast when using intermittent fasting. Stay tuned. I want to tackle this question, guys, simply because I get this question so much. What is the best time for you to fast? And people message me, people put it in the comment section all the time. When should I fast? When should I fast? Not to mention just in my everyday life, on the outside, people that know about my channel and stuff, friends, family, they're constantly asking me, what's the best time for me to fast? There is no best time for you to fast. There isn't a specific time that will enhance the benefits of fasting. Now, there are strategical times that may make it easier for you to fast or make it more bearable for you to fast. For example, one strategy for someone might be they don't want to fast right before they go to bed, because that means that they will have to break their fast much later in the day. If someone wants to break their fast earlier in the day, they may want to eat early in the day and then start the fasting process for the rest of the day. Some people like to utilize the mental focus that you get from intermittent fasting. So what they do is they don't eat at all until the end of the day. Some people like to eat during the end of the day for specific reasons. Some people like to eat in the beginning of the day for specific reasons. I know a lot of people that they tell me, listen, I can't do intermittent fasting because I have to eat breakfast in the morning. Well, okay, so if you have to eat breakfast in the morning and that's the most important thing for you, then what you do is you structure your time window for that so that you can eat breakfast in the morning. I personally think it's a much better strategy if you do it somewhat in the middle of the day. So for example, if you do the lean gains, 16-hour fasting, 8 hours eating, and you sleep for 8 hours, that's basically about half of your fast cut off while you're unconscious, and that makes it pretty easy. So if you do it in the middle of the day, it's much more bearable than having to eat in the morning and then wait the rest of the entire day, then go to sleep and then wake up again so that you can eat in the morning again. Also, keep in mind, you have things that you have to do on a scheduled basis that have nothing to do with fasting. So if you have a job and you work, for example, 7 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon, you want to structure your fast for your job, because you're probably going to be working most of the week unless it's a part-time job. If it's a part-time job, then you won't be working that much, and I guess you don't have to structure it around your job. But if you're working most of the days of the week, you want to structure your fasting to take that into account. So if you work from 7 to 3, but you take your lunch break at 12 o'clock, so structure everything for 12 o'clock. So on the days that you're off, you still eat at 12 o'clock and you consistently keep that rotating. If it's easier for you to eat that one big meal at 12 o'clock during the days that you go to work, and then you can implement longer eating windows during your days off, then go ahead and do that. One hybrid thing that I like to do is 1 meal a day with the warrior diet. So if you eat one meal because you're working and you only have one lunch time, then you eat all your calories in that one meal, get everything in, and then the days that you're off, you'll go ahead and utilize a more comfortable one, or the one that you actually want to use, which is like the warrior diet, for example. Usually though, I'm more used to a 3 to 11 shift, and my window opens at 2:30, so I eat right before I go into my shift at 2:30, and then within my shift I go on break around 5 o'clock, and that allows me to eat again one more time before it hits 6:30, and then I complete my 4-hour warrior diet window. Also, are you someone who feels uncomfortable when you go to sleep on a full stomach? Does that make it uncomfortable for you to sleep? If so, then you may want to pull your window a little bit further back before you actually go to sleep. Those are the strategies that you want to utilize. I know a lot of people told me, oh, but how you can't sleep on a full stomach. You shouldn't be able to sleep on a full stomach. Sleeping on a full stomach is bad for you because your food just stays in your stomach. That has nothing to do. Your body doesn't work like that. Your body has many auto triggers that doesn't need you to be conscious to work. For example, your digestive system, all those different things, they will still keep working. That's why when you need to use the bathroom, you will wake up to use the bathroom. Your body doesn't pause. It doesn't stop. It doesn't just not do what it's supposed to do. Your brain still keeps moving. Your heart still keeps pumping. Your lungs still keep breathing in and out non-stop, regardless if you're sleeping or not. Same thing with food. It'll still try to break down food just because you're sleeping on your back and on your stomach. None of those things, all of those things are urban myths and stuff that aren't true. You can fast whenever you like. Fasting in the morning will not net you more of a benefit than fasting at night, and the same thing goes for fasting in the afternoon. Now, one thing I want to address is people who work overnight shifts. People have come to me a lot. I work an overnight shift. How do I fast? I work an overnight shift. How do I fast? When I first started fasting, first time ever, I worked an overnight shift, guys. So what you do, how do you do this? How do you do this if you're working the graveyard shift? Okay, you have two choices. You can eat during your graveyard shift if you like, and you have much more flexibility, in my opinion, to get like a 15-minute break, eat something, then a 30-minute break, eat something again, and that can give you the warrior diet full 4-hour window if you want to utilize that. Another thing you can do is you cannot eat during your overnight shift at all, but make sure you have your water ready because you're going to be up 8 hours drinking water. What I did was I would go to sleep. I will wake up around 4 o'clock-ish. You know, once I get home after 7 o'clock shift, after getting out at 7 in the morning, go back home, go to sleep, wake up about 4, then start eating immediately right when I wake up. Then eat again at 6:30, and then I'm done. That's it. That's what I would do. And then I would go to my job and I would just drink water the entire time. I wouldn't eat anything. And it was better for me. I felt much more comfortable doing that. Whenever I felt hungry in the beginning, when I first started doing intermittent fasting, just drank some water. That's it. So there you have it, guys. There isn't a specific time, nothing that you need to pinpoint for any specific hack to get much more benefits than anyone else because they're doing it in the morning, but you're the guy that's doing it at night. It's not going to change a thing. The only thing that matters when it comes to intermittent fasting and your timing of when you decide to do the intermittent fasting protocol, either the morning or nighttime or the afternoon, is your lifestyle, because you want to structure it in a way where you will be able to do this forever. Because that is the goal, guys. I hear a lot of people say, well, what do I do when I reach my goal and I want to go back to doing what I was doing before? Listen, back to doing what you were doing before will always bring you back to where you were before. It's not because you stopped intermittent fasting, it's because you think somehow you've disillusioned yourself to believe that you're eating, you're fine now, and you just somehow gain weight from the past. But you just can't get that weight from the past off. But right now you're good. Like you're comfortable the way you eat it now, so you're just gonna utilize intermittent fasting. You're gonna start doing that today, and then when you get to your goal, you're gonna go back to this now situation that you think somehow you're good, but just somehow weight just doesn't come off. No, you're not good at that point. You're still doing the bad practices that are going to keep the weight on and put you at the weight that you're currently at, because it's all based on numbers anyways. So if you remain with a certain amount of weight, so that means that you're eating enough to maintain that weight and not reduce it. So if you lower yourself and then go back to doing that exact thing, you will go back to that weight that you're currently at right now before you start intermittent fasting. So structure everything where you have the best possible chance of success. I had a job where I can work 7 to 3, 3 to 11, or 11 to 7. And because I had all of those time frames, I picked 2:30 to 6:30. Because if I work 7 to 3, I can start eating after 3 o'clock. I won't even eat at 2:30. I'll just eat after 2 o'clock. I would just eat after 3 o'clock, and I had the whole day, so I could do the warrior diet. I could eat at 3, 3:30, 4, 4:30, 5, 5:30, 6 till 6:30. If I work 3 to 11, I will eat right before I get into work, and I have the whole day, because 3 to 11, you're awake, you're doing things. You can eat. I will eat right before I go to work. Once I get into work, I will take my lunch early, around 5 o'clock, 5:30, 6 o'clock, just to get me, in a normal time frame, and then boom. And if I work the overnight shift, I didn't eat during the overnight shift. I drank a lot of water while I was working during the overnight shift, and I ate when I woke up around 4 o'clock up until about 6:30. Thank you for watching this video, guys. If you have any other questions to any other videos that I've had in the past, I will have one here. My subscribe button will be right here. And when my jump ropes are ready, you can click this button right here, and it will take you to my website so you can purchase the jump rope. Thank you very much, guys, and I will see you on Sunday. Peace.